The sport of judo is a battle of skills. The wider the range of skills, the greater the chance of success in contest. In the first film, we dealt with some basic judo movements. First, there was the rolling movement of taiotoshi. Remember the three key points: the pivot, the drive, the block, all to be done as part of a continuous flowing movement. Once again, there's the pivot, there's the drive, there's the block. Secondly, ouchigaki. The same key points: pivot, drive, and block, but in a backward throw. The purpose of this film is to extend the skill ranges by more throws and more ground play. The first of the throws is uchimata. Here, the attacker pivots on the right foot, takes his left foot wide, driving his weight sideways and forwards. He blocks his opponent's left leg by swinging his right leg backwards in a sweeping action. Again, left foot wide, sweep with the right. While learning, the fall can be a heavy one, so it is necessary for the partner to anticipate and move forward before the blocking action takes place. By so doing, he can turn and roll easily to the ground. The hands, too, play their part. Here, the left hand pulls the arm and shoulder down, while the leg sweeps. The hands pull down, the opponent moves forward, sits, and rolls. For the throw to work, the body weight must be fully committed, with nothing held back. Let's go over the key points again. First, the right foot pivots. Then the left foot moves back to drive, and the right leg blocks by sweeping backwards. From the beginning, the hands pull down and in close to the body, all adding up to a complete follow-through of the body weight. It is the total commitment of the weight into an unstable body position that leaves the attack open to a whole range of avoidances and counters. The two basic avoidances consist of moving to either side. This is simple, provided it is done quickly, as the line of attack in uchimata is so narrow. One way is to move the left leg before it is swept back. Here it is done gently, but the greater the effort in the attack, the greater the effort in the avoidance. Another way is to move behind the swinging leg. Whichever way is chosen, the right hand should be pulled free. This destroys the attack. As the attacks get stronger, so the avoidances must be made with greater confidence and vigor. Uchimata can fail oh so easily. But if it is successful, it is an attack which can have spectacular results. An important part of judo training is randori, periods of free play. The previous film on basic judo movements dealt with an immobilization as a part of ground play. In this film, we will extend the skill range on the ground by dealing mainly with arm locks. Strangles can also be a part of ground play, but the British Judo Association bans the use of both arm locks and strangles in competition for boys and girls under the age of 16. In Judo, an arm lock is the application of controlled force to the elbow joint. The object is to force a submission by causing pain. Serious injury can result, and this is why arm locks are banned for the under-16s. Now let's look at the 3 standard arm locks. 1. The straight arm lock. 2. The upwards bent arm lock. 3. The downwards bent arm lock. Let us now examine the straight arm lock, udigatame. First, gain control of the lower arm with the hands. Control the body with the legs. Lean backwards, taking the arm with you, levering it over your thigh. Arching the body by straightening the legs when you lean back puts the force on the elbow, and that tap means you have won your submission. It is important that you practice this udigatame face downwards as well. In the upwards bent arm lock, udigarame, the arm is bent, the wrist pushed down, and the elbow levered up. The bent arm lock is usually done with the attacker lying across his opponent, using the weight of his body to control him. The same things apply in the downwards arm locks. Wrist pushed down, the elbow levered up, and the body controlling. Getting caught in an arm lock is usually the result of your having made a mistake. One simple mistake is letting an arm get away from the body. And the arm can easily get away from the body in a wrong attacking movement or in a wrong defending movement. Arm locks should not be practiced in isolation, even if they have to be learned that way, because it is the changing circumstances which dictate the particular variation of arm lock you will find yourself using. Now onto your feet for a new throw, a backwards throw, osotogaki. The beginner should not be fooled by the apparent simplicity of osotogaki. It is difficult to get past the opponent's defense. The fall can be very hard and painful. So in training, it should be practiced in a gentle form. Now remember Ouchigaki from the first film, and the 3 key points. 1, the pivot. 2, the drive. 3, the block. Here they are again in our new throw, osotogaki. There's the pivot. There's the drive, there's the block, which, if successful, follows through as a sweep. The same but different, and it is the difference that makes this new throw. The pivot is the same, the drive is the same, but the blocking leg in osotogaki is on the outside, and the opponent is moved sideways and backwards. In osotogaki, the hands pull downwards, making it difficult for the opponent to move his feet, because if he can move either of his feet, he can avoid the attack. While the movement in osotogaki is easy to do, the opponent can easily stop it. But once the attack is launched, it is best to know what the avoidances are. There are 2 general avoidances for osotogaki, one early and one late in the attack. And these avoidances are equally effective for any backwards throw. The early avoidance is preferable because you remain on your feet. You lift the leg over the attacker's blocking leg. This is only possible when the attacker is not pulling down hard enough with his hands. If he is pulling down hard enough so that moving your feet is difficult, then the later avoidance is the only one left. A desperate twisting out as you are falling. It will save you from losing a full score. If you have a choice, it is always best to twist out towards the collar side rather than the sleeve side, because there is more space to turn in. Now, in free play, let's go over some of the techniques we have dealt with so far in this film series. First, an uchimata stopped. Part score. Tayotoshi avoided. Then a successful ouchi. And now an asoto. Here's a new one. Tsunege. A straight arm lock from a failed uchimata. And in the next film, we'll be extending the skill range even further.